I think this is our fourth Friday live stream. This is the first time that we've done this live stream where Riverside has not flashed a something went wrong error message. So I just feel like we're already off to a good start. Dimitri, what did you have in mind for us today?
So everybody's talking about Lovable, right? And I wanted to learn about it. So we might as well try to learn about it. I've never used it, so we're gonna try to use it to create some app, and we see what happens, right? So we're gonna go with the vibes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was playing with Lovable just before we started this live stream, and something that is interesting about it, because I've been using V0 a lot and Lovable and Cursor, just playing around with all these tools. Lovable has a find security issues button.
Oh wow! Well,
It's
we're
it's
gonna
the only it's the only one. So I'd be interested once you build something. So before you publish or before you send it to your GitHub repo, I'd be interested to get your opinion on the types of tests that it does, and see how it goes. Yeah.
yeah,
So
sounds good. It's my first time. You have to help me out here.
hey, I'm a vibe coding expert. You know, it doesn't like at the very top. It's me and like what's the guy's name who coined the phrase Andre something.
Pathy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's me
Okay,
and him, you know. We're the top authorities here.
good.
Cool. Yeah, so do you want to share your screen
Yeah,
and
I'm
we'll
gonna
jump
share
right
my
into it?
screen and uh, allow entire screen. I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, so build something lovable, right? Okay, so I don't even have an account here. So I'm gonna press the get started button and see what happens. All right, good sign. Continue with GitHub. I'm gonna use GitHub here. Authorize Lovable. Okay, email address only. Authorize GPT engineer. Let's go. Okay, what is your name? Dimitri. Okay. System theme. Where did you hear about us? Whatever. Personal projects. Okay, whatever. Skip. Lovable agent is ready. Okay, let's build. Okay. So, what do you want to build? Do you have an idea for an application? Shall we do the same one that we did the other time?
No, I have a different idea.
Okay, let's go.
My idea is an app to manage the schedules of your kids during summer camps.
Okay. I want to build an app that lets me manage the schedule of my children during summer camps. Let's give some more detail, right? It should let me add my kids' names, my wife's name, and myself. It should let me add activities for different times and edit them later, and also define which of the adults have to escort children to the various activities. If we can import my calendar so that you can see overlaps, it should help. We should, I'm just thinking, right, we should also have a way to define the costs of the activities so that at the end of the year we can budget properly for next year. Okay?
Yeah. You have the world's
Complicated
loudest
one,
keyboard.
right?
Is that like a mechanical keyboard that you're using? I'm
Yes.
imagining you using one of those like old, keyboards that came with like the CRT monitors.
No, it's actually not that big, but it
Yeah,
is mechanical. So,
yeah, I can hear it.
okay, that's the only typing that I did. Okay, I promise, no more typing here.
Hmm.
Okay, lovable thinking.
It's probably going to ask you to hook up like a database.
Okay, well, let's see what when it thinks. I love this idea. You see,
Yeah. Well, it has to talk you up.
family members, adult escort assignments, basic cost tracking, design inspirations, be cheerful. Yes, user authentication, of course, database storage, data persistence, potential calendar integration. Okay, we need to connect to Suprabase. To activate, simply click on the screen the Suprabase button. There's a
Yeah,
Suprabase.
that's the little green lightning.
Once that's set up, I can build the application. Okay, connect Supabase. Supabase, not Suprabase. Okay. Who has time to watch the docs? Connect. Okay, continue with GitHub. Okay, authorize. I'm authorizing anybody. Amount of spam I'm gonna receive now. Okay. Marketing people are gonna send me spam.
Hey,
Okay.
it's how we keep the world spinning.
Lovable is asking for request. Right access, whatever. Okay. Create an organization. Uh, you know, buy
Yeah.
board, personal, plan free. I don't want to pay yet if I can.
So
Do I
while
need to
you're
pay?
setting that up, I will tell you I also built a similar app on Lovable, and I did the super base thing and everything.
Uh-huh.
Um, and because I'm I'm a vibe coder and not a software engineer,
Oops.
I cloned the repo and I have it set up in Cursor, and I just used the Endor Labs MCP server to scan it,
Okay.
and it found that it hard coded
Credential.
the key in like the JSON web token has been detected in the source code. So we caught that, and then yeah, and a bunch of SEA and SAST issues.
Okay. Now the first time it said no, the second time it said connect successfully.
Hmm. If you fail, just try again.
Okay, now what? Take me back. Something failed here. Let's go back.
Okay, so now connect to project.
Connect a project.
Yeah, Viborg. Oh, you need to create a
Connect a
project.
project. Okay. Project name. Test project lovable app. Oh, I need the database password. Okay. Uh, okay, use strong password. Thank you. No, I'm not gonna use that now. Oh, jeez. Okay, stop. Okay, I'll try my own. Okay, create new project. Let's copy that. Nice. I have to see, show my password on video. Okay,
Hmm. It's all about security.
no. Okay. Okay, so now we have this. We don't need to do anything here, I assume.
Yeah. So now you can connect the project.
Okay, Viborg,
There you go. Can already see it working in the background.
test project. Okay. Okay, your app is now connected. Enable store real-time data. What's next?
Okay. So now actually build the app.
It says if you plan to have users log in, we highly recommend setting up authentication first before adding any other features. Okay, so do I go here?
I think you can do it all through Lovable.
Okay. Set up authentication first. I'm a vibe coder, right? I know nothing about these things.
Dimitri, I feel like you're defiant on vibe coding.
I'm lost. Okay. So now of course the question is, I have no idea what this is, right?
Hmm. What is this, like SQL?
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, well,
Hmm.
it's MySQL, but I mean, as a vibe coder, right? This is all whatever. Apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Notice the legal cover there. I have reviewed the SQL.
Apply. Whatever. I need to fix security workings. See? It doesn't tell us what are the security workings, but apply. Welcome to your blank app. Okay. Progress.
Hmm.
OTP expiry. Okay. UI
Yeah.
authentication.
I mean, at least from my perspective and just reading the notes that it sends, it seems to be more concerned about security than some of the other vibe coding
Yeah, I mean, that's the
platforms.
first one that I have seen even say the word security, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and you'll see later when you hit publish, under publish, there is a um, security review option. I'm not sure what a review's for. It'll be interesting to take a look at that together.
yeah, okay. It didn't ask me how I want to authenticate, but whatever. Life.
Hey, if you knew how you want to authenticate, you would have told it.
Yeah, right. Okay, sign in. The app includes user profiles, table, login flows to test, disable confirm mailing URL for faster testing. Okay. Where is my settings? Find new. Okay, that's okay. Authentication providers. Ah,
Here, confirm email is the last one.
confirm email. Okay. Save changes.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Pretty good job.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, now I can tell you to proceed with the app. Or actually, you want to try it? Enter your full name. Huh. Okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Not endorsed. No, not endorsed.
Hey, just make sure to show us the password in clear text.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, very
Okay,
cool.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. This worked. Let's complete the rest of the application. Implement the modules for adding family members and activities and their costs. Wow, we have a sign on in seconds.
Hmm. Yeah, don't knock it. when you work on projects, do are you not using Cursor, Copilot, any of these?
I am, but it's here. It depends on the degrees of freedom that you are giving it, right? Obviously, we'll see in the end what it build, right?
Hmm.
First, it tries to build the SQL tables. That sounds like a fun. Then,
You can also take a look at the
obviously,
code directly
yeah,
here.
we will look at the code directly, right? I'm just looking first at the SQL tables it creates.
Hmm. You have reviewed them.
Yeah, I have reviewed them. Whatever. Security warnings. Okay, it's creating the code. So no, I mean, I'm actually the funny thing is the way I see it here, and we will verify it. Is it seems to me that Supabase is doing all the heavy lifting.
Hmm.
Lovable is just building the UI, so it is a UI backed by Supabase essentially, right? So the heavy lifting is actually done somewhere else, but we'll see what's going on here. Okay, is it doing something or
Yeah,
yeah?
it's editing all these pages. Did you give it any direction on like what frameworks to use or anything like
No,
that?
I think that's the trick, right? And from what I read in the blogs before doing
Hmm.
this, uh, Lovable has chosen its frameworks.
Hmm.
Right? It has specific frameworks it's working on. It has a specific backend it's working on, right? I mean, clearly Supabase here, it's doing most of the heavy lifting. And Lovable is essentially building the UI that talks to Supabase, right? So it's, talking about wrappers. It seems to be a wrapper, a UI wrapper around Supabase where it allows you to build the tables, right? It will build the tables. All the backend is handled by Supabase, and then Lovable is just building the UI and connecting it to, whatever it wants to, connecting it to Supabase, right? So
Hmm.
it's a very interesting approach. It's a much more limited, not limited, but it's a much more constrained approach
Yeah.
rather than Cursor, where we just went to Cursor and said, hey, build me this. And Cursor had infinite degrees of freedom on what to use,
Yeah. I was just gonna
what to do,
say,
right? So this is not, doesn't have infinite degrees of freedom. You cannot build anything you want here, right? You have to build something that it can be supported by Supabase and, right, whatever else is needed.
hmm, yeah. What happens if you do the try to fix?
I don't know, try to fix. Upgrade.
Mm,
Okay, they got me. Okay,
yeah.
upgrade. Fine. I'm gonna upgrade because we need to finish that.
Yeah. So I was gonna say after having played with
I'm gonna upgrade outside
yeah,
the
after having
video,
played
as you
with
can
Lovable a
imagine.
little bit, what I noticed about Lovable compared to Base 44 and V0 is that Lovable tends to work more, and maybe it's because of those constraints. Because
Yeah,
when I tried, I did a PRD. I built a PRD on ChatGPT, and then broke it down to prompts, and then I fed those prompts into Lovable. And every time that it tried to give guidance on, I want you to use this framework or do this framework, then Lovable came back and said, no, we use these
yeah,
things. We use one, two, three. And maybe because of that, it does tend to work more, uh,
yeah.
as opposed to it takes a bit more work on V0, but I did find a little bit more freedom and being able to deploy things to Vercel has been nice.
Yeah, I think that's the key trick here. It's much more restricted
Hmm.
on. Okay, so now that we paid the bill, we have some things here. It says run SQL migration. Okay, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can we add a member? Old daughter, child, add member. Hey, we have, you know, young daughter. Okay, we have daughters, we have activity. Activity name, camping. Wow, pretty impressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the 5th, okay, at 12:30 until 4:30, fishing, whatever, in the lake, cost $10, whatever.
Yeah, it's
Who's
pretty
going
good. It's a
to
pretty good
Moscow?
deal.
I mean, yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
Look, fill out this field. Okay, 3:30 p.m. Add. Okay, I need to fill all of them. Oh, invalid value. We have a problem here.
Can you clear that field?
No. Okay, let's see. 03, no, 03, 30. We have a usability problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 04, 30 p.m. Okay, now they look better. Okay, so the app is, let's
Yeah.
assume it's working, right? I'm not gonna do the rest. Okay, now we need to get the code. Let's see if anything looks like code here. Okay, live preview of the code, right? And you can see here that the only thing that it created is a bunch of, the front end, right? This is the front end application as a README file. So how do I get this code now?
Yeah. So you can hook it up to your GitHub.
Connect to GitHub.
Yeah, and then you can publish it there. And then I want you to look at the security recommendation
Okay.
before you publish.
Add organization, Endor DS. YOLO, that's the good thing. I used a burner GitHub account for this.
Mhm. You don't want to jeopardize your street cred.
No. Okay. Connect. You know what's the funny thing? I don't remember how to log in on this account, but okay. Um, so we have the account here.
Yeah.
So let's see what it did here.
Yeah, I think this will just be the placeholder stuff. I think you need to publish. Um,
Okay, I do. Okay. So, yeah.
yeah. So X out of this and
Oops. No, don't go there. Okay. So
yeah.
now what do? I do publish.
Yeah, but look at review security. Click on review security.
Review security.
Yeah.
That's a first. That's the first time that we are seeing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then look at the output and tell me what you think.
Okay, let's see. Let me start by running the database linter and then examining the authentication. That's actually pretty good stuff, right?
Hmm.
RLS policies and other critical security components. Let me examine the database schema, 4 tools used.
Just know that because you're looking off to the side, all we can see is your ear.
Oh, sorry. Oh, oh, about that. Okay, let me examine the activities modules, input validations, checking, database configuration. Wow, pretty impressive. Potential SQL injection. Okay, minor configuration issues, OTP expiration. Okay, leaked password protection. Okay, critical vulnerabilities. The database managers have no foreign constraints to the off user stable, create potential data integrated. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Means input validations. This is actually pretty decent
Mm-hmm.
path that
Are
we,
these just security best practices, or is this
yeah,
any?
these are essentially all WASP top 10
Mm-hmm.
type of security issues.
So
So it
good
seems
baseline.
that it did actually a static code analysis in order to figure that out. Business logic validations, minimum priority issues, positive security findings, security enhancement flag. Okay, implement security fixes. Wow, I'm pretty impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is how many people are actually pushing this button, but
Well, I mean, I think they put it right there
on the publish, right? I
when you
mean,
publish. Yeah.
the fact that they have done it here, I'm actually impressed so far, right? So, this is not this is not the infinite degrees of freedom vibe coding, right? This is obviously, this is a very, if you want, curated experience,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is starting to look more and more professional and more creating something that is actually useful, right? Even for, you know, for a decent environment, right? To be honest, my suspicion is that a human developer wouldn't pay attention to these things,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is good. This is excellent. Let's see if I can clone the code. Well,
Yeah, you should be. I mean, once you publish, you should be able to clone it. That's what I did here.
oops. I need to figure out my password. But we'll see. Let's see if I can clone the code. CD. Why? Is this complete? No, it's still editing, right? Let's just say it. Let me try this. Because it says not found. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna do something here because I don't have time to deal with passwords. Change visibility. Okay.
Now anyone can clone it.
Climate. I'll delete it. Okay, it's still okay, it's still doing stuff here. You know what I realized, right? Making the project secure has spent or burned more tokens than building the project.
I mean, this is built around Claude code, right? So,
I don't know what they use in the backend, but what I was saying is this is obviously a curated experience, right? You go to Cursor, you say something, Cursor can decide to use any tool, it can use whatever, any architecture, whatever, right? This is a curated experience that uses a specific authentication method, a specific backend, a specific database, focuses on the UI, focuses on the front end components, focuses on the stuff that if you want a vibe coder would care about, right? A non-professional coder, and completely abstracts all the hard part, right? And that's why I think it's on fire and people are using it because it's so simple.
mhm.
Okay, so this is still doing stuff here. So let me try to clone again here. Okay, I cloned this thing here. Um, Now the code is not complete there, right?
I don't think so, yeah. So here, but it looks like it's done.
Is it?
Security fixes implemented. So
Now has more, okay.
yeah,
Run.
now let's see if you can publish.
Okay, so now if I publish, whatever, I'm gonna publish. Do I need to publish in order for GitHub to be upgraded? Okay, I'll play publish
I
and not.
think so.
You just shipped. Copy link. Jeez, unbelievable. Maybe.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Okay. Uh, hold on.
Very soon you'll have AI agents doing webinars about coding with other AI agents.
I know,
Did you
right?
see ChatGPT's new agent mode where ChatGPT has its own little ChatGPT?
Camp planner. Okay. So
We can't see your terminal if
no, I know. It's kind of on purpose.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't want you to see my credentials. Okay, so now let's pull origin main. Okay, we have the latest code here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and just I'm gonna I'm gonna scan it here. Um, okay, so we're gonna go and scan this vibe coding app. I think it's scanned. Okay. We're gonna scan it with summary, and we're gonna do just a quick scan to begin with,
Mhm.
and we see what it comes up with.
Is this a SCA scan or kind of a
Yeah,
everything?
that's just an SCA scan.
Mhm.
That's just to see on the dependencies. Okay, this is pretty good actually. Uh, Zero critical security findings, just one high severity finding, and the rest are medium and low. This is like a first. Remember when we did this in Kershaw, the infinite degrees of freedom,
Yeah.
we got here like hundreds, right? But
Mhm.
this is not, they have obviously controlled exactly what dependencies they are bringing. They are
Mhm.
up to date on the dependencies they are bringing. And that's why we got results that are pretty decent actually.
Mhm.
Um, Now let's do the SAST and then we will go in the UI to look at them. Wow, zero.
Amazing. What do you need human coders for then?
And secrets. Let's see secrets.
It's interesting because uh, I can show you, like, I did something very similar,
Here is one medium severity finding. Let's see this one.
and I got quite a bit of vulnerabilities. I got 8 high priority vulnerabilities.
On SAST or on SCA?
SCA.
Yeah. Here,
Uh,
potential secret leak, JSON web token. Super base client, yes. Jeez. And I made the freaking repo public. Okay, let me close it down. Change visibility.
Wait, what was that? What was the thing that made you make it
Okay.
not public? Uh, just the secret? Yeah. Okay.
Uh, you know, classic. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice key.
That's exactly, by the way, what happened with mine.
Okay, so
Word
that is
word for word.
punishable. That is punishable here, because
Hmm.
now I have to go to Supabase and completely kill my account here. So that is bad.
Hmm.
That is bad. So it did pretty good in terms of
Can you explain what it did wrong in more detail?
so it did pretty good, and then when we started the video. But anyway, it did pretty good in creating the application, in fixing security bugs. It did pretty good in choosing the dependencies, and I think that's the key here, right? Is that it created. It didn't build an application from scratch, right? If we go back here, we'll see that it didn't really build an application from scratch. What it did is it has a standard framework, it has a standard, if you want, foundation and scaffolding. And then what it did is based on the prompts, it went and filled specific logic inside the framework. But it started from a well-built framework and then built from there, right? And the well-built framework has up-to-date dependencies. It has some basic security stuff they take into account, and all these kind of things. So this it did well, but then it published the repo and it committed a secret on the repo. And the API key there is the Supabase key that can be used from somebody to go into my Supabase account right now.
Hmm.
So this is bad, right? This is scary stuff, right? So it's not, and I don't even know here access tokens, security. I don't even know. We published it in GitHub. Then somebody might have this already. I need to go figure out how to, you know, request delete the account. There, understood. Gone. Okay.
Wow. Just like nuclear.
I nuke it, right? Because I don't want to.
What was the way to avoid it?
I need to figure out now how to leave the organization or whatever, right? And clear the key. But I need to figure out here where is this access token. And
But this is so bad because now someone can access your database and
yeah,
you know.
somebody can access the database. They can do whatever they want over here, right? So
Mhm.
now we need to figure out how to delete the account and whatever, right?
And
And
it's interesting because again, like I got the exact same issue.
yeah, yeah. So this authorized app, right? We always delete the app as well. Maybe this will delete the keys as well. Audit logs, whatever, right? So, anyway, so the bottom line is that leaking a secret is punishable by complete deletion by me. That's the penalty. I don't know what they leaked there, but they leaked the JWT token, and there is absolutely no reason to leak this JWT token.
Where should this
Well,
JWT
this should
token
have
go?
been part of environment variables and stuff like that. It shouldn't have been published in GitHub right now, right? Because anybody with access to this line in GitHub now can see this JWT token,
Hmm.
right? And probably this is ephemeral, so it will expire in an hour or whatever, right? But again, especially, okay, I'm paranoid about these things, but a common, a non-technical user, non-security biased user wouldn't know what they didn't know, right?
Hmm.
See what
Yeah,
I'm
I didn't know as I was building this.
right? So they wouldn't know. Again, they did a pretty good job in the dependencies. As I said, and the reason for this is they are starting from a standard framework and they are building from there, right? They are not starting from scratch.
Hmm.
They are not starting from whatever. And even this dependency, right? It's on ESLint that is not so critical, right? It's a test dependency,
Hmm.
so it doesn't really matter, right? There are some other dependencies here, whatever, but they did a pretty good job here. I have to, I have to admit.
Hmm. How could we have prevented that JWT token from leaking?
I think it's actually very simple, right? I mean, here that they are doing whatever they are doing, uh, before publishing to GitHub, they have to put some secret detection mechanism, right? I mean, this is not, this is not a good idea what they did here. But
Maybe try in the chat uh, to tell it look for secrets hard coded.
see. Of course, not everybody publishes in GitHub, so this is in their systems. But again, the moment you enable the GitHub integration, error, failed to get Supra-based secret. Yeah, because I deleted
Oh yeah,
it.
because you nuked it.
I nuked it.
Yeah. I'm helpless without Superbase.
I nuked it because, yeah, it was a very bad thing, right? Again, you have to realize that this type of leaked credentials can be used. People are there monitoring every commit in GitHub for leaked credentials, and the bad guys are using them immediately, right? So that's why it's so dangerous, and you know they shouldn't have done that. So,
Yeah,
fun.
I'm checking on my version that also had the exact same JWT issue. And I did also run the security review. And let's see. Well, it returned no hard-coded secrets found. The only credentials in your code base are the Supabase public keys in
Okay.
client.ts, which are safe to expose as they're
Okay.
designed to be public.
Okay. I just saw a secret and I panicked. So, but I don't think a JWT is a public key there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it says. But the secret scan did, yeah, I did find. Maybe yours was different because mine it says Supabase publishable key, and yeah, and that's when I can't do any more in cursor because I hit my limit there.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So,
yeah,
no, but overall, compared to everything else we have seen from vibe coding platforms, right?
yeah,
I think they did the best possible job. Exactly because, especially because they have it very well constrained, right? It's not, again, it's what I said, right? It's not infinite degrees of freedom here. This is a very constrained environment.
yeah,
And because it's very constrained, and the fact actually that they even went to the level of security testing that they did is quite impressive because, people don't do that stuff when in general, right?
yeah. So just before we wrap up, I wanted to ask you about a couple of statements that you made yesterday when we were chatting about this. So you said that AI is our last opportunity to produce good quality software. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Like, what do you mean?
Well, here's the trick, right? A lot of times when we write software and people cut corners, right, is because some things are hard and very often repetitive things are hard, like validations. Okay, let's say validate every input that you get, right? This is a painful, boring thing that nobody wants to do. AI can automatically do that, right? So AI can actually produce much more secure code when it's given the right direction and it's within the right degrees of freedom, right? That's why I like the approach that they took here because they constrained AI. This is not AI running wild. This is AI to fill in the gaps and do the things that are very complicated for people. And for people that are non-coders, right? They are very complicated and makes them very easy. So I like it. I think it's a very useful application to let non-coders build applications here.
Because it gives them the right guardrails.
Exactly. It is AI in guardrails, right? It's not AI, just go build whatever you want, right? It is AI with templates, with guardrails. Somebody has looked at it, somebody has thought about what dependencies I should use, what frameworks I should use, what backend I should use, the fact that I should authenticate there. I mean, all this is good stuff that they are doing here, and they are driving towards a more um, secure, if you want, approach. But I think AI can actually be extremely helpful in these cases, and I think they are doing the right things here.
Yeah. And you also said that the good vibe coding platforms will produce code with no significant security issues. So this is sort of
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I mean that's what it is, right? Because again, it's not vibe coding as in I go into an editor completely open canvas and I
Hmm.
build stuff, right? It's here. I'm gonna help you build Vite, whatever framework they use, React applications on top of Supabase that are gonna follow a specific pattern, best developer practices, and on and on and on. And now they allow you to, go implement the business logic, right? And that's what we do even in large scale systems, right? And if you see how our system is built, right?
Hmm.
We are not, a developer is not gonna go write code for every API, right? We have code generators that create a lot of code. Like most platforms, mature platforms have these things. And I think, they are democratizing that and they're making it available to everybody. And that's a good thing.
Hmm. Do you think that kind of lowers the barrier to entry into software development?
I think, yeah, this platform is meant for, it's not meant for an enterprise, right? I don't expect an enterprise to come here and build their production software, right?
Hmm.
But if a marketeer inside an enterprise wants to build some little application here, or,
Hmm.
what was Jen doing the other day, right? She wanted to build like a sign up
Yeah,
page
she
for.
yeah, she built it on Cursor. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to build a sign-up page for your next event, let's say, right? Here,
Hmm.
come here and do it, and it will work absolutely fine. And from what I see, it's gonna be pretty decent and pretty secure, right?
Yeah. Do, do you still think that we'll run into the problem of 10 years from now, who's going to be the senior software engineer that actually understand how things work?
Well, that is a different story, right? Now, I haven't gone back here and say try to increase something or whether this application is still gonna be vulnerability free 2 months from now.
Hmm.
I don't know whether it's going to be maintainable or if I come back 2 months from now and I say upgrade my dependencies and fix these issues, whether it will be able to do, I don't know, right? This is for, again, this is for one-off type of things. I want a page, this is the classic example, right? I'm organizing an event next week and I want to sign up people and create a page to sign up people. And
Hmm.
then after next week, go and delete it because it doesn't matter anymore, right? We're going to see a lot more of these ephemeral applications happening, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or also internal tools, right? I mean, you want to build some tool with your team to share information, do whatever, right? You will be able to build it and use it, and then
Yeah,
up to the company, right?
that's something that I've been hearing a lot where it's in a lot of ways the end of enterprise software
Right.
where it is a multi-purpose tool that does a lot of different things. Whereas if I need a specific use case, like I need to take this spreadsheet and I need to build a dashboard out of it and I need to share this information, and I can just build a tool that just does that perfectly the way that I need it. I don't need a
Exactly.
tool with a million buttons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, or there are other use cases, right? I mean, we have in the team, right? Oh, every Thursday we need to order lunch. What lunch are we gonna order? Whatever, right? I mean, you can build a little application and to do it, and it was painful, and somebody was doing voting and this and that. But there are a lot of things that you can build. Even in dev teams, you can build stuff internal tools very fast
Hmm.
that otherwise you would have to either build it manually or wait for a vendor to do it or whatever, right? So this is democratizing code for the non-coders, right? And I think it's a productivity tool, right?
Yeah.
And again, as long as you guardrailed it the way they have guardrailed it, it's gonna be a productivity tool within the
Yeah.
the
So
the
it's almost like
framework.
every company, as they're rolling out Cursor, for example, because I know that we use Cursor, you need to build your own mini version of that through rules and through like the guardrails. Like that's the.
Yeah, I mean, this is much more. This is a much more curated
Mhm.
experience, right? I'm sure if I asked you to go build an app that scans, I don't know, does some of the, requires building some graph algorithm or whatever, it would fall apart, right?
Yeah.
But for these little CRUD operations, right, do a database, do a workflow in the database, do two tables in SQL and blah, 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 right? That there is the majority of the enterprise workflows. Hey, for the life of me, replace Salesforce with this. It's going to be so much better.
All right. Well, Dimitri, I'll see you on the next one
Uh,
where I mean we've done cursor, we've done lovable.
let's see what we'll do next.
Yeah. We'll have to find a way to push the limit next time.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Bye bye.